The recipe I've written for Christopher is half the amount that's shown here. If I'm going to go ahead and make meatballs, then I'm going to make enough so I can freeze some. So we have 2 pounds of Hamburg. You can use really any kind of ground meat you like. Half pork, half beef is really good. If you don't like beef, you could use turkey as well. So that's the meat base.
And of course lamb.
That's a little more acquired taste, but yes, you could use lamb. Okay, so...
should is the operative word there.
So, again, we have a spice blend. We have parsley, a tablespoon, a teaspoon of basil, a teaspoon of oregano. This is my tweak on Emerald's Essence. I use about a teaspoon of that. That has a lot of paprika and thyme and garlic and salt, and it's all kind of mixed together. A teaspoon of onion powder and a teaspoon of garlic powder. Now you can definitely saute onions and add them in lieu of the onion powder, but once again, this is something that you have everything right in the house, and it's easy and it's quick. A cup of Parmesan cheese. I know that seems like a lot, but it really isn't. A cup of breadcrumbs, and you can use, I use fresh, but you could use the store-bought ones. You may have to compensate by adding a little more liquid.
And the original recipe called for bread soaked in milk in lieu of the breadcrumbs.
Right. This is a streamlined method that's a lot easier. This is kind of my take and my mother-in-law's take, and then a bunch of watching Food Network shows. So we're going to add 2 eggs. I whisk them a little bit so you don't get any of the little weird funkiness going on, you know, so you bite into a piece of hard-cooked egg in your meatball, because, I don't know, that's kind of gross to me. So you add that in, and now you're going to mix, and yes, I do wear gloves. I don't like the way the meat gets stuck under my fingernails, so that's me. Be gentle with the mixing. Don't beat it up. You don't want it so homogenized that you can't see what you just put in there. And once you get it reasonably mixed, this is a secret I learned from Food Network, thank you very much. In lieu of milk, we use water. And what's going to happen is it's going to start to rehydrate the breadcrumbs. So you pour a little bit in, and you give it a stir. And you can see it's not like it makes it so soaking wet that it's not going to hold together. It's still nice and sticky.
And how much water are you putting in?
Roughly a half cup. Sometimes if the breadcrumbs are super dry, you may end up needing a little bit more.
And how many pounds of ground beef did you start with?
This is 2 pounds. The recipe that I've written is for 1. So all the other things are appropriately added. So you can see, you can kind of hear it's kind of smushy sounding. So that's ready to go. And now we just have to form our meatballs.